So I like my channel to be kind of like a nice delulu space, a nice, safe, delusional space away from the real world where we enjoy our fictional men in peace. And my initial thoughts was, they're coming into my house. This is my home. They're coming, they're messing with my home.
You were going to explain us where does your name comes from, right?
Yeah, so Espoir Du Vide, it means hope, hope of the void. So when I was making my YouTube channel, I wanted it to be hope in the void, but that didn't like roll off the tongue as easily, Espoir Du Vide. So like I was saying, for a long time I actually hated the French language because like it's just a bunch of vowels. How does this sound like a word? And I was actually learning Japanese. But I came across a musician named Stromae.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
I love him so much, and I just got really into him. And I thought, if I started to learn French, I might be able to understand his music. So I like went to the library, got a little learn French thing, started listening to that for a couple of weeks. I'm still not very good at it. Je comprends un peu le français. But
You speak a little bit of French, right?
Un peu.
Just
I
a
am
little
American.
bit. Okay.
Wait, no, I know how to say that too. Je suis américaine. Yeah, and that's most of the French that I caught from the lessons. But Stromae, is a really big inspiration as to why I chose this name, and a bunch of other things too, like a bunch of things happening in my life. I've said it a few times, like I think in one of my birthday streams, I kind of explained it. It's a long story, but one day I'll make a video about it. But yeah, that's what got me interested in the French language.
Well, that's so inspiring. I started listening to Stromae when I was 15 as well, and I was like, there was a period of my life where I wanted actually to move to this French high school, so I had to learn French really fast, and I went to lessons, and then we got to learn the whole numbering thing, and that was the moment that I realized that I will never learn that language. It's crazy. You have to do math to say a number.
Oh.
Yeah. For example, if you say, I don't really remember because it's been quite a long time ago, but for example, I might be wrong, but if you want to say 120, you will say 50 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20, something like that.
Oh, I haven't learned the numbers yet.
Well, it's another can of worms there, okay? Just good luck with this language. Well, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's growing on me.
So, it's very nice to yap about languages and music, but actually today we decided to gather up for a very serious discussion, and I propose we move to the topic, yeah?
Yep.
So today we are addressing a critical and escalating issue in the gaming world, the widespread censorship deeply impacting Otome games and their creators. This wave of restrictions stems from immense pressure by credit card giants like Visa and Mastercard, often influenced by groups such as Collective Shout, leading to thousands of those titles being removed or restricted on major platforms like itch.io and Steam. Consequently, many thoughtful Otome romance games, from spicy to entirely safe for work, are being flagged or taken down, with LGBTQ and BL titles appearing especially vulnerable, threatening the income and creative freedom of indie developers who pour their heart and savings into these unique stories.
And to help us in this discussion, we've invited a special guest. We're incredibly pleased to welcome Espoir Du Vide to the show. Espoir is a popular content creator known for her YouTube channel where she passionately plays and discusses Otome games. We've invited her onto our podcast to discuss how these changes are impacting the very community she's cherished and created content for. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I am truly flattered and a little bit surprised. So thank you for inviting little old me.
And thank you for agreeing to join
We're
us.
surprised as well. You deciding to actually join us. It's a pleasure. So, Espoir, for those who might not be very familiar with your work, could you please give us a brief introduction to you and your YouTube channel?
Sure. We get a little silly there. We do a little tomfoolery. I am Espoir Du Vide, and on my YouTube channel, I love to play indie visual novels that I mostly get from itch.io and Steam, and usually with obsessive yandere love interests. When I read, I like to.
This is your favorite toxic
Yeah.
boyfriend
Yeah.
type of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, she's the same type as you.
Yeah. I can find a pattern there, okay? I like ribbons as well.
Yeah. When I read, I like to kind of voice act the characters, like even the men. I try my best. And I genuinely like to create a fun time for my viewers with like meme references and inserts to old movie clips because I'm an old lady. And I also like to keep things just funny and lighthearted because you know that dealing with yanderes can be a really dark topic. So I like just making things fun.
That's amazing. Especially the effort to put a bit of voice acting in the characters. That's most people kind of just read the lines or.
Yeah. We noticed that when we watched your videos, and like, oh my god, she's actually voice acting them. That's so nice.
Actually,
and you have a very pleasant voice, by the way. Like, it's very, very easy to listen to your voice, which is quite nice.
And as a creator, which video of yours did you have the most fun making so far?
So I'm glad you're familiar with yandere characters. So this video isn't my usual style, but I had a lot of fun ranking the scariest visual novel characters that I've encountered. Like one is a love-struck brain-eating amoeba. Like one is a possessive doctor vampire, and then one guy's like shockingly normal, but he's the scariest of them all. And it was really fun to like sit down and brainstorm, okay, which one of these visual novel characters would I truly have no chance against a chance of beating? What is that called? I think it's called my top 11 scariest visual novel characters. So that was a ton of fun to make, and I really want to make another video similar to that one.
How do you even make a choice when you have so much favorites? Like,
well, these aren't necessarily actually, how do I make a choice because there's so many really, really good games. But for that list, that's just like the scariest. Like, if I was actually in front of this person, I could not beat them no matter what I do. And putting together that list was fun. But for finding who my favorites are, I don't know. Just sometimes I'll feel that zing with a character, and I'll neatly put them on my husband list.
I think I've noticed a lot of content creators really love making these types of top something charts and just ranking their things. I think it's just very fun to do, honestly, in general. So which one was on number one?
I don't know if I should talk about this game. It's very intense.
Okay.
But I will say the number one scariest one was the most realistic one. Like, it was pretty difficult making that game entertaining and funny because it's really dark.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually while doing the podcast, we met a lot of developers and we tested a lot of yandere Otome games as well. And one of the games that actually stayed with me a lot is this anxiety game. How was it
Mind.
Mind.
I won't forget that game because it's exactly what my brain constantly tells me.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a good game. That was a good story too.
Very, very good story and very nicely written game.
Mm-hmm.
And the developer was very sweet as well, so it was nice.
Who would have
So
thought
I
that
wanted to.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say, who would have thought that making your anxiety as a yandere would have been that great of an idea?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I
wanted
love
to
when.
actually. Sorry for interrupting again. Please
Oh.
go ahead.
It's okay. I love when maybe this'll maybe I'll answer this down the line, but I love when developers like take a concept of mental health and personify it as a character. Like I can't remember, like I've seen so many games that kind of show depression as a character, and I just love games like that. Go ahead, what were you saying?
Yeah, I believe it's a nice thing to make them real, to make your demons real, so you can see them through the games, and you can even overcome some certain fear or some certain feeling while playing. So it is important, and
Yeah, you
I'm
can
grateful
confront them.
for these developers. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to
This is
ask you,
the
why did you decide to create Otome game content? Actually, what is the one thing that makes it very amazing and one of a kind experience?
Aside from what we just were talking about, how you can like take your experiences and feelings and like project that into a game, and then other people will see that game, they could go, hey, I felt that way too, because like you were saying, playing Mine, that anxiety, that voice, what was his name? Geist. Like that, everything he was saying, I had in the back of my head too for many years. I was just like, you need to shut your mouth, sir. And just that kind of experience you can only really get from games. But so honestly, for the longest time, I hated visual novels, because this is back when I was little and the internet wasn't very big and anime wasn't that big. So anytime I saw a visual novel, it would just be aimed at men who wanted to romance a harem of big-chested anime girls. And I was like, I don't really like visual novels. And I had no idea that Otome games were even a thing. But still, at the time, they were either too expensive for me, or in Japanese, like not localized in my country at all, or on a computer that I didn't have, because I think I just had like a PlayStation 1. And like when I started my channel, I had no idea what I wanted to do with it. Like I started out with Minecraft, because everybody starts with Minecraft.
Everyone starts with Minecraft.
Everyone starts with Minecraft.
Even my brother had a Minecraft YouTube channel when he was 10.
Oh, it is a good place to start. Like it's a good place to start and to kind of get used to being in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But one day on Twitter, I saw people talking about this indie game, and it had a kind of character that I'd never seen before. So I played it, and it was the first time that I saw a yandere character. Like, it's not a character you had to romance or jump through hoops to get them to like you. Like, you turn on the game and the guy's like, hi, I'm your boyfriend. And I'm like, what? Really? Right from the beginning? And I later learned that he's a yandere character. And not only that, it was my first time, I think it was my first time playing a video game that broke the fourth wall and addressed the player. So that blew my mind. I was like, wait, what? He's talking to me? And so I played that game, and that's basically the game that like put my channel in people's perspective, because everybody was talking about this game. And it's because of that game, I think, that I'm where I am today, and that I'm doing what I'm doing today. Because now I've seen so many more yandere games, so many more fourth wall breaking games, so many interesting stories that just regular people, like not AAA Japanese only studios are making, but just regular people like us. And I really love that the Your Name, the main character of the game, wasn't just female, wasn't just male, but could be anybody, and I was really impressed that you could just be anybody and this character would love you. So that's kind of what put me on this path.
Yeah, I really love this thing about Otome games. Actually, visual novels in general, they feel like the most accessible kind of game you can get into, both as a player and as a developer. Like, if you want to make an MMORPG, nowhere are you doing that as a solo dev. Nowhere are you doing that as a solo dev. But we've talked with a lot of solo devs in this community that were able to achieve their dream game with just their own effort and hiring some people to do music and things like that. And it's quite impressive, really. Okay, and now out of pure curiosity, can you name a game that has the perfect balance of story, romance, and steamy content in the Otome game genre?
So I don't know if it would be considered an Otome game, because from what definition I have, Otome games are visual novels aimed at women, but the indie games, the visual novels that I play are kind of aimed at any gender, so I don't know if it would fall under Otome game.
Well, that includes women, I mean.
Yeah, so I don't really know. I don't want anybody angrily typing in the comments, that's not what an Otome game is. But I would highly recommend the game Binary Star Hero by Concrete Parasite. Like, out of all the games I've played, this one is fully finished, so that's a huge bonus. Because there's some amazing games that I've played, but they're still in demo form. So it's about you, a retired masked villain. Like I think when I played, my villain name was Raven Guard. In a world of like heroes and villains, and Binary Star is a kind of like Superman but Homelander, like perfect public relations hero. Like everybody loves him. He's perfect. Everybody loves him. Who happens to be stalking you and happens to be obsessed with you, and just the different ways your life can go because of it. Like you can get the good ending, you can get the bad ending, you can end up with someone else, and the story is like really tense and it's really amazing. Like you really fall in love with each of the characters and you get terrified by some of them, and I think it has just enough steaminess. Like it's not too over the top, but there are like intimate moments, and it's fully finished. So that's like one of the #1 games that I would recommend.
I haven't even heard about that one. I need to add it
neither.
To the list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you should.
We are definitely trying this one, Morek. Yeah.
Yep. We're mostly in obscure indie type of games, but yes. Can you repeat the name for us again?
Binary Star. Like it's a kind of star in the solar system. I think it's two stars that are connected to each other, and it's called Binary Star Hero by Concrete Parasite.
Okay, I found it.
Thank you.
It's really good. I hope you're able to play it.
I need to find the time. Yes. Thank you for the recommendation.
Absolutely.
So, let's go straight to the hot topic for today. I want to ask you, what was your initial reaction to learning that payment processors hold so much immense power over what content can even be distributed? I'm sorry that I'm breaking this whole Otome stories and everything, but we need to talk about the serious things.
It's very okay. It's why I'm here. I don't know much. Most of what I've learned is from other content creators, like watching their videos, doing like a little bit of my own research, mostly finding videos on TikTok. But when I first started hearing about it, so I like my channel to be kind of like a nice Delulu space, a nice safe delusional space away from the real world, where we enjoy our fictional men in peace. And my initial thoughts was, they're coming into my house. This is my home. They're messing with my home. And it made me really mad. Like, how dare they? You don't know these people. Like we were talking about how visual novels and the stories in them help connect people who might be having like anxiety or going through things in their lives, and people play the game and they they see their own experiences reflected in the game. So how dare Collective Shout and credit card companies wag a finger at these stories? And yes, some are overly violent. Yes, some are overly sexual. But it's not hurting anybody because it's fictional. And how dare they come in here and waggle their finger and say, we don't think you should have this.
Yeah, and also I don't think a big company, a multi-billion company, should decide what the average Joe wants to play. We should have the right to play what's available, and them just how should I say it? Just transfer the money. Don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. Just transfer the money. Don't tell me what to do.
It's my money. Come on. I work for my money. I can spend them on whatever I want. What is this?
Exactly.
Naughty. You're not supposed to play sexy games.
Exactly.
Like you're over 18 or something. I don't care. You can buy Playboy, but you can't play Otome games.
Yeah. And how are they gonna It really doesn't. It feels like they're trying to push an agenda that they don't understand. But yeah, it just felt like they're coming into my house and just like someone bursted into your house looking around and saying, hey, I don't like that poster of Hatsune Miku. You got to take that down. And I'm like, who are you?
Oh, I'm just imagining someone stealing away my Warhammer collection because it's inappropriate or something.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard that Warhammer has been... YouTube has been restricting Warhammer videos recently. Or like Warhammer creators have been...
Excuse me, what?
It was a thing a while ago, and it wasn't YouTube themselves. It was Warhammer doing that. It was the stupidest thing. They basically, due to... How should I say it without sounding too crude? Okay, so they wanted to move all content on their own Magic Warhammer Plus thing, which is like Disney Plus. And so they went after creators.
Oh.
So it's money. So
yes. Come on, guys. Well, thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that. Oh, goodness.
It was a big drama in the community.
We've seen that type of stuff happen a lot. We live in that kind of society, in that kind of relationships with big companies. They really want to tell us what to do.
You know, 10 years ago, it felt like they knew their place a bit better than now.
Just why now? Their place is in the office, not the arts.
Yes.
If you know that.
Let's just be zen and happy thoughts and don't think about the harsh reality.
Okay? Do not think.
Yeah.
No, to get back to the topic. So, Collective Shout, an Australian-based activist group that targets anything they deem sexually exploitive, including adult video games, after failing to sway platforms like Steam and itch, they turned to pressuring payment companies like Visa and Mastercard directly. What do you think the broader consequences are to these groups like these pressuring payment processors to enforce their moral grandstanding over the rest of the population?
So I know there will be big consequences with censorship like this. Because first of all, how exactly would they define sexually exploitative? That definition can flux and change depending on who's saying it, which is a big reason why the LGBTQ community is also in danger.
Indeed, the right wing are constantly trying to place anything LGBTQs to be sexual for some reason, which is a hulk of bullshit.
I came across a TikTok where a lesbian couple were like accosted. I can't remember if they actually were like accosted by police or just kind of harassed for just holding hands with each other.
Wow.
That made me so angry. And to know that so many people just feel so disgusted of like, oh, that person who I don't know, who doesn't know me, and they're just living their life. Oh, I hate the way they're living. they're not hurting anybody, but they make me so mad. And LGBTQ themes in games, like I didn't even think about boys love games because I don't play them often, but they have really beautiful and relatable stories too, that someone like could see that in a game and be like, hey, that's me, this person understands me, and like give rise to their own kind of community. And for conservatives and like Collective Shout and for credit card companies to see that and think it's sexually exploitative when there's nothing sexually exploitative about it is just really dangerous.
I agree.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like it made me think of Tumblr some years ago when they got rid of all sexual content and it was really vague, so a lot of stuff was being wrongly flagged. And then on top of that, more adult bots started invading Tumblr, and the whole thing just collapsed. And it was actually more trouble for the people who owned the website. And it also made me think of like when Prohibition in America came about. Prohibition is when the government decided, like, all right, we need to crack down on alcoholic beverages. No one can have beer no more. That made things worse.
The funniest thing to me, by the way, but I'll get into it in a bit. Just the idea. Okay, you can go off to war in the army, but no booze for you.
Exactly. But Prohibition, like, it didn't lead to everybody being sober. It actually led to more crime. The speakeasies were basically illegal. They were, I think they were run by the mob. I'm not sure, but like more deaths because
Al Capone,
people were.
I'm pretty sure, ran one. He didn't peddle drugs. He peddled alcohol mostly.
Yeah. Because if they're gonna outlaw it, then only the outlaws are going to have it, and it's going to be more dangerous because it's not going to be regulated. So if they try to censor, the games that are harmless, more harmful games might come out because they'll be more underground. At least that's what I think.
At least,
and yes.
I was gonna say the harmless games that get flagged will be forced to share space with the, as you said, potentially harmful ones, because the only space that will accept them is the one that hosts both. If people are just flagging everything. What?
And honestly, we've seen this happening so many times. English. We've seen this happening so many times in our history with different stuff. For example, drug abuse. We know of certain countries that actually legalized marijuana, for example, and they used to have like a big ass problem with young people abusing drugs. And after they legalize it, it's not interesting anymore. So young people don't want to do it anymore because it doesn't make you cool anymore. Like,
well, yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, you're right.
And actually, we even have a nice example of exactly that situation happening before. Like, we know that history has a weird habit of repeating itself. A similar thing to the recent game censorship has been happening in Japan as well. The head of Visa Japan openly admitted to bullying retailers into censorship, all in the name of brand protection. And by that, I mean that he made it impossible to buy 18+ manga on many Japanese sites. This brand protection is widely seen as a corporate language for simply avoiding content that they deem controversial, even if it's perfectly legal. This has directly impacted Japan, forcing major platforms like Melon Books, Manga Library Z, and DeoSite to either censor or lose access to essential payment processing. And in the end, actually, Manga Library Z, they shut down their stores. And I wanted to ask you, what's your take on the global reach of these companies and the idea of brand protection, which they keep saying as an excuse?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I actually didn't know about that. So I know that Japan has been kind of unsafe for children and women, like both fictionally and in real life. Like back in my day, when the anime was still young, there were some questionable things that was kind of normalized in anime, and at the time we didn't really notice it. But I know things are pretty bad over there, and I fear that censoring things would make what's already bad, would make it even worse. Like I didn't know about it, I didn't hear about it, but there's a lot in the world that I don't know about. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe things are being censored when they come to America, or maybe it's being blocked. But I had no idea that was all happening. I'll definitely have to do more research about that and see what's going on. But much like I was saying in my last question, that if you can't get something harmless legally, they'll get it illegally, and it may be more dangerous than before. But I will have to do my own research about what's going on in Japan, because I didn't know any of that, and I think that's just horrible.
I also don't believe their statement of brand protection, because nobody associates the brand of the payment processor with the brand of the purchase. I mean, if you go,
yeah, come on, like
nobody, the dumbest thing ever.
Yes.
Like, imagine just buying membership from Pornhub and they're like, oh, no, Mastercard is the villain here. Dude.
Nobody thinks about Mastercard.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about you. You're the middleman.
I don't even know what I'd have to really think about what the different logos for Mastercard and Visa are. Nobody's thinking about you guys.
I know one has circles, and that's all I can tell you.
yeah.
And the other one says Visa, right?
Yeah, the other one says Visa.
That's very, very weird. Like, how do you even dress it as brand protection like that?
It's a corporate.
I wonder.
It's corporate deception.
I wonder what actually is the reasoning behind that. This is not the real reasoning. What do you think is the actual reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Why would they want to do this?
I don't know. Like a lot of people are saying surveillance, like control of something. I don't even know what they would be controlling.
Control of the masses.
But that's not going to work, because the worst thing you can do to a human is tell them what to do and what they can buy.
Yeah.
So this, I don't know. It just seems like they're shooting themselves in the foot, and I can't understand what they'll gain from it.
My best guess, it's something. What would be the word in English actually? Dogma related? Something to do with the company's personal beliefs and nothing to do with practicality. Like if they're right-wing associated, especially, for instance, that could be it. But I don't have the information enough to say if it's that or not.
I think I would just chalk it up to money somehow, because that seems to always be it. But it seems like they would be losing money, so I don't understand it.
Same.
You can only guess, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. How are Otome games and their creators specifically being affected by these kinds of crackdowns, according to you?
So, from what I've seen in my own community, many developers are very stressed. Like, in the few weeks it was happening, I took to Twitter to look at all the people I've been following, and just poor everybody has just been so burnt out and stressed and discouraged. Some are looking for new platforms to host their games, and worst of all, some have paused their games altogether. But thankfully, I've also seen developers band together to support each other, since many games have been shadow banned on itch.io.
That's the worst part, might I add. Shadow banning is so much worse, if you ask me, than just banning, because you can't even... What do you do then? You don't know that your game was banned at all. You just disappear off the face of the earth. You can't argue it, even.
that's why I'm really thankful for my fellow content creators and the people who comment in my videos, because a lot of really excellent games I wouldn't know about if like Hello Yinny is another content creator. She does amazing work. Epic's Line is another creator. Mr. Clockworks. They play visual novels that they pretty much do what I do, and since they can get to games faster than me, I can see their video and go, oh, I didn't even know that game existed. Or I'll go through my comments and my viewers will suggest games. But aside from that, I haven't really depended on itch.io to tell me about new games. Even games that I'm following, I won't get the notification that it's been released until a day or two afterwards.
We're the opposite in that regard. We actively follow what's going up on itch.io and looking at people and games from there. So this affects us directly, just the games disappearing from the page.
Oh yeah, the front page, yeah.
Not just the front page, even when you look up specific tags.
Oh, I never use the tag system because it almost never works.
It's weird. It's weird.
I'll have to go into my search and type the name of the game and then type itch.io next to it to even find the page. But I have seen developers banding together, supporting each other. I know the developer of the game You and Him, and some other developers have gotten together and they created a what is that thing? A Linktree, I think, a Linktree page of games that have been shadow banned to help other people find them. So they've been adding more and more games to that.
Oh, that's quite nice.
It's all this coming together and just working together. Oh, it's beautiful.
I want to quote that High School Musical song. We're all in this together.
Bunch of fucking nerds here.
I love that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I have a soft spot for it.
I was kind of an adult when it came out, so I wasn't heavily into it, but it's a good movie. I've got 3 songs on my MP3 player from that movie.
MP3 players. Wow.
I remember them.
It's an MP3 program on my phone.
Okay.
But the thing I'm worried about. The thing I'm worried about is that future games or future developers will be hesitant to even use itch.io, which at the moment is kind of the best place, the safest and freest platform for indie developers.
Yeah, it is.
So it's actually affecting everyone. This Visa and Mastercard fiasco is affecting the platforms, is affecting the creators, is affecting the developers, it's affecting the players as well.
Oh no!
Won't
someone think of that?
We don't like adult games.
Pretty soon, it's going to affect the shareholders. Won't anyone think of the shareholders?
Oh, there's no shareholders in indie games, so that's fine. We can abuse them. I think that's the thought process going through their heads. Following up, you specifically mentioned that you have some indie developers friends who were affected by the Visa ban. What was their personal experience that they shared with you? How are they dealing with the situation? You told us that they're gathering together to make these link trees, but anything else?
Not really much else, but I have seen some have completely given up hope on their game. Some developers who were still in the planning stages of their games have just kind of maybe I shouldn't make a game at all, and that just breaks my heart because me being a content creator and or other people seeing these visual novels think, hey, I can make a visual novel too, and they're just starting out, and then they see that they might not even have a chance for the game to be seen, so they just give up, and that makes me so sad. And Many have been devastated, they feel betrayed, but I have seen a lot more developers taking action, spreading awareness, supporting each other. And now that I check Twitter, many are still continuing with their game despite all of this. So things are getting better, I think.
I do hope. I really do hope. I'm still worried about the near future, but we will see. The pendulum swings both ways.
Yep.
From what you've seen by far, do you think these mass censorships are getting more common? And what does it mean for diverse storytelling in games?
Yes, it does look like it's like more countries around the world seem to be using mass censorship and surveillance or whatever as a form of keeping kids safe. But it's not about keeping kids safe, because if they wanted to keep kids safe, they wouldn't need. Kids need to be safe in the real world. We'll worry about the digital world later. But frankly, I don't like it. I had no idea what was going on in Japan. And I do remember hearing about other European companies passing legislature like this, like overly censoring things.
I've mainly heard it happen in Britain.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it happen in the EU yet. It might.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, my fingers are crossed, but I hope it doesn't happen in the EU. That's honestly feels like the last bastion of safety.
It's like it's a trend. It's like the governments think it's stylish or something to censor their people. But then there's what's been going on with YouTube and their AI age verification thing, and this new restrictive mode that's been devastating smaller channels. Like, even I've noticed a drop in views. Like, something weird's been going on with YouTube. And so I don't really keep my nose in current news. Like, most of what I know pops up on TikTok when I'm doom scrolling, and like on Twitter what I see my friends talking about. And I have no idea why governments want to protect the kids and teens in digital spaces when they need help in the real world, or what the end game to all this even would be, because if it's for money, they seem like they'd be losing money.
We have answers for both. First, it's not for protecting the kids. That's an excuse.
Absolutely not.
That's an excuse. What they want is surveillance over the populace. Because if you can control what media we consume, you can control what we think.
What we think. Yeah.
And what we think decides who's in power.
Yeah. I'd like to think that most people are smarter than that, but I don't know. We'll see.
Someone once said an individual person is smart, a group of people are stupid.
That is my favorite quote.
I forgot
from
you
Men
said
in Black.
Oh yeah, was it from Men in Black?
That's where I heard it from. Agent K is saying to Agent J or Will Smith before he's Agent J, near the beginning of the movie, a person is smart, people are dumb, panicky, something.
I think that's why I remember it. I watched Men in Black just a month ago.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, I love it.
On the topic of trying to control the masses, the population, I had this friend over last night and we talked about smartphones and TVs and like the same topic, like how they want to control us. Maybe it's a little bit delulu, but I thought about this this novel of George Orwell, you know?
The famous one.
Yeah, I think I might want to read that book now.
Well, it's not a fantasy anymore. That's the thing. Like when I read it, I was like mind blown. Wow, like this is amazing. It sounded like fiction, and in the book, he says that actually there's the TV is watching over you. They didn't tell us that it's gonna be in our pockets actually, in the end of the day.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not fantasy anymore. It's actually happening. Funny,
yeah.
funny times we live in.
We make jokes about the FBI agent who's watching us through our webcam, but they might actually be doing that.
It's worse. It's not an FBI agent. It's a corpo drone.
Ah,
It's not even something as fun as an FBI agent.
Did you know that they're actually trying to integrate this AI system right now that is checking on everyone's phones in case they write something that's connected to pedophilia?
Mm.
On everyone's phone. So basically checking on what you're typing to protect the children again.
But also that means they check on everything you write. So
exactly my point.
Like, no, we're just looking for this, but if this happens too, we could get you for this. But we're mostly protecting the kids. But we're and the rise of AI, that's a whole nother can of worms. But using AI for surveillance, much like the age restriction things, it's not accurate and it's too vague. And how would an AI know what actually is sexually explicit?
I'm scared on what they're training it. But from one hard topic to another, so indie developers often put so much care into their work, especially in niche genres like Otome. How do you feel about the idea that these games are being mischaracterized as dangerous by the overlords?
Our AI overlords. If there's one thing I love about indie visual novels that I've played, it's when I can tell that a character or a story has kind of lived with the developer for a long time. Like these characters are OCs that the developer has had since they were kids or something, and these characters have morphed into something that the developer now puts in a game to introduce to all of us. And like this story existed long before they made the game. They're introducing us to these characters who have been lovingly crafted from their own experiences, and the stories they want to tell aren't always neat or ad friendly. So I love when devs put their hearts into a game, and it's such a shame that games like this would be labeled dangerous. Because the world is pretty cool, but sometimes it sucks, and advertisers don't want you to know the world don't want you to know that the world sucks, because they want to sell you something on top of it. So it's just stories like that being censored and even being called dangerous. It really silences people's voices and silences their forms of expression. So that's what I'm mostly worried about.
Yeah, I agree. We've had a few guests here on the podcast where first-hand accounts from the developers that their characters and stories are basically, as you said, OC things that they've been developing for years, and it's quite fascinating to see something that has been the brainchild of a person that stayed in the notebooks for years, and suddenly they have the medium to express it to other people to enjoy it. And suddenly someone tells you, no, you don't get to play it.
Yeah, you don't get to tell your story. No.
Yeah. No.
They're basically killing the artists, man. It's not only in gaming communities. I will talk about this friend of mine that we had basically the same conversation last night. He's actually a musician, and he used to be they're still a band with his wife, but they don't perform anymore because of the situation in general, the whole censorship and the way they are trying to censorship their music and the way they actually want to express their art. But they're slowly coming back and they want to perform again because they have a lot of fans. And he was like, I might think about performing again, but now I'm currently writing some music, and I know that this music is gonna be flagged. They're gonna ban me. They're gonna cancel me. So why should I actually perform when I'm going to be canceled in the end? Because I don't follow the community guidelines or whatsoever. because my music could be flagged as dangerous. Like, we're talking about games right now, but it goes to music, it goes to art, it goes to literally everything.
Exactly. And like on TikTok, I've seen so many musicians that are like starting out on their own, and they like really sing from their heart and their experiences, and I'm just all of them flashing through my mind right now. And other people can connect to those experiences, especially through music. I think even more important than games, music is definitely a thing that should not be censored. And I really hope your friend does start making music again, and that they're able to connect with their audience despite whatever credit card companies or whatever says. I really hope they do.
That reminds me,
Trust
you know.
me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really hope that they get back to stage, because they have like very, very nice music that they can share, and I believe that the world deserves their art. And as I said, this goes to good games, good stories, good books, and basically art. And it's very, very sad, the situation we live in right now. Yeah. Morik, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, music always had its anti-establishment side. Punk specifically, in early British punk was all about sticking it to the man, to the corporations, to the government, and the government didn't like that. But until now, I never felt that something like that could be censored until recently, because it always kind of belonged to the people, you know. We decided back then what we listened to. Now, not so much.
Yeah, it's been so corporatized now, and it kind of feels like what's happening with YouTubers, that back in the old YouTubers, it was just people expressing themselves. But now that advertisers and money and restrictions and guidelines have gotten involved, it's like we've got to cookie cut ourselves into this formula if we even want to have a chance to succeed.
Complicated.
I remember early YouTube. It wasn't like this. It was so experimental and wacky.
Maybe that's why lately I've been getting into like older music, because it just doesn't have that kind of soul that so music that isn't from an indie developer doesn't have the same. Wait, I'm crisscrossing myself. Music back then was like experimental and like full of heart, but music now, like mainstream music, doesn't really have that feeling anymore. But like musicians and artists on TikTok and who are just starting out by themselves has that spirit that old music had, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you mean exactly. I wouldn't say I really listen to any mainstream music. I have a very particular taste, which is mainly folk and folk metal, and you don't get a lot of mainstream anything in that regard.
But I'm getting back to the credit cards companies. Looking forward, how do you think this whole saga will resolve? Do you think that it will resolve actually? Do you think these card companies will keep getting away with it? What's gonna happen?
So, and maybe it's the delusion talking, but I have a lot of hope that they won't get away with it. Well, not too much. Some things are going to change. We might lose a few things, but I don't think this is going to go into 1984 territory, because I've seen so many people come together. Like I was super surprised to learn that even 4chan was fighting back, and you don't want to mess with 4chan.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Really? They've already contacted Visa and Mastercard that many times? And I always say that if you're mad enough, things can change, and they've made mad a lot of people. So, and that's kind of what gave me the push to start my YouTube channel. I got mad enough to make a change. So, and not only are these companies like going against artists now and developers, but people who enjoy playing these games, gamers, content creators, influencers, regular people who just like their privacy, and nearly all young people around the world, not just in America, but like all over the world. So like all of them, regardless of where they're from or their orientation, they see like they see like, hey, these credit card companies are trying to take away our freedoms that have nothing to do with them, and we can do something about it. And that just made me so proud to see everybody coming together like that. So I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. There's going to be some times where it feels like they have, like Visa and Mastercard and companies just hold all the power. But I have a lot of faith in angry gamers.
Yeah, and it's very beautiful that actually we are actually fighting back, and I do believe that it's gonna be better in the end. We just need to fight back. That's about it. That's the thing that they can't take away from us. They can't tell us to not fight back. For now.
I'm generally positive because I believe in what I mentioned earlier. The pendulum swings both ways. And when things get like really, really bad, they tend to swing the other way and things start improving. It's kind of a thing you can observe in history even.
I think I need history and geology are like my worst subjects. My mind is not as very good as my husband's. My husband knows a lot about history. But yeah, I have hope that pendulum is going to swing in a way that gives young people a better future and is better for artists. Especially with the way, going back to AI, that people are more in love with traditional art because AI has been so like offensive these last few times. Like I don't hate AI. It has a place, but its place is in the office, not the arts.
Yeah, definitely. Like it helps a lot in different mindless tasks, but it can't do the art. It can't do the animation. It doesn't have the soul. It can't do music.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a soul. It's a computer.
Yeah, it doesn't understand. It only mimics to the best of its ability. And
so more mechanical tasks, perfect, but that's about the extent.
Yeah, so I have hope that that eventually, it's going to take a while. It may even take like a decade, but I think they're going to learn their place and that things are going to be better for the arts, or at least back to when things were good.
Honestly, the most annoying part about this whole AI thing is because I constantly see human art being accused of being AI art by someone who didn't spend more than 2 seconds looking at it. That pisses me off more than the AI art itself. Just like, dude, it's obvious a person made this.
I know this is veering off in a different direction, but I think it's a bubble. I think people are going to realize just how not useless, it has its uses, but you can't depend on AI, whether it's the language learning model or the art generative aspect of it. It's not sustainable. It doesn't look good. It's wrong so many times. And the only way to like, the only way that to like get it to do exactly what you want is to break it a little bit. Like if you want it to have this certain kind of views, you got to break it, and then it doesn't work. So I think it's a bubble. I think it's not something that's going to be as big as people worry that it's going to be. But that could be the
Maybe
delusion
it's just
talking.
another tool.
Maybe it ends up just being another tool.
Because it proves actually surprisingly useful in some cases. You can use it as a base to build something. If you're not an artist, for example, I am not an artist. I can draw to save my life, but I have to make sometimes visuals for different events and stuff like that. And I use AI for a base so I can start from somewhere and to challenge my creativity over that. But I have a base. I have something to step on, which makes it more accessible for people like me, which is not entirely a bad thing.
Yeah, it should be like a tool. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's only a tool. It's not a canvas, it's a tool.
Yeah. But going back on topic, because we swayed a bit.
Hey, we're switching. AI, control,
all kinds of
Visa
social
ban.
problems, big hot topics today. But
I love that, actually.
I mean, yeah, how do you not discuss them? They're all kind of connected. But anyway,
Yeah.
back on the actual topic. So, have you seen your community engage in protest efforts or organize their own initiative to push back against these restrictions? The Linktree is one example, but something other than that?
Not really. Like, I have seen the call numbers for Visa and Mastercard going around more. Like the names, because most people wouldn't know that. So I've seen like, hey, if you don't like this, call this number, let them know. Just more encouragement for people to let their voice be heard. But I haven't seen any like real protest, like physical protest efforts. Just like the Linktree and like developers working together to help each other out. That's as much, I guess, protest, I guess you would call that, that I've seen, which is really good and helpful.
Yeah, someone had posted somewhere that they called Mastercard, I think it was, and the guy that answered on the other end was, "Let me guess, it's about the bans, right?" so they're getting flooded.
Exactly. Good
indeed.
Some creators are experimenting with alternative solutions. So we actually talked about using different platforms for, I guess, different payment systems. Do you think these are viable long-term options for the Otome community, actually?
I'm not. So I have a lot of hope, but I'm not sure about that. Because I saw that itch.io is trying to negotiate the situation since their whole platform is for indie developers. But it still looks like they'll be beholden to what the credit card companies want. And I know there's other game hosting sites out there, but I haven't come across any that are as like beginner friendly as itch.io. Because with Steam, you need to pay $100 fee just to upload a game, even if it's free, as far as I know. And nothing here is illegal, and they don't need to expend their resources worrying about things that the platforms themselves should take care of. Like, I think so. If there's a game that the credit card companies don't want, like on Steam, it should be up to Steam to remove that game, not the credit card companies to remove payment from all of Steam. It's kind of like when everyone was complaining about Twitter and Blue Sky came along. Like, yeah, Blue Sky's better, Blue Sky's probably safer, but you're still gonna get more traction with Twitter because Twitter's better. So if itch.io had like a competitor, even if it's good and just as good, it still might not be as big as itch.io. So long term, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think a new platform would grow as big.
The example with Blue Sky and Reddit and X and Twitter, whatever its name is, is a good one. But I wouldn't call Twitter better. I'd call it more established.
That's the word.
People are sticking to it out of familiarity.
Familiarity.
But I am glad to see so many people move to Blue Sky, honestly.
I am also on Blue Sky.
Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, people have Stockholm Syndrome with Twitter. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
That I have completely severed myself from, well, not completely, I still have an Instagram somewhere, but I have kind of severed myself from Facebook, even though that influencers would say that Facebook is one of the biggest places to advertise your YouTube channel or whatever. But no. I don't know. Do people still use Facebook?
I'm trying so hard to move all my friends from Discord, from Facebook to Discord, but they refuse. They refuse.
Yeah.
I'm stuck there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Morik. Yeah.
I know who's to blame exactly, but I'm not naming them.
No. You don't want to get canceled, okay?
Yeah.
But so I'm not sure how well a different platform would do. I think itch.io needs to fix something. Well, it's not entirely itch.io. It's not entirely their fault. They're just kind of being insanely pressured from something bigger than them. But it's a well-known site. So many games are hosted there, and it would just be hard for so many people to move to something else. Like, I think for a while when we thought TikTok was going to be banned, that there was like 3 other TikTok alternatives that started popping up, and none of them grew as big as regular TikTok. So yeah, like familiarity, Stockholm syndrome. Just everyone's kind of stuck with the big platform. But who knows? Things could change.
Things could change. Though now everything feels a monopoly these days. I mean, that's the reason why Visa and Mastercard can even pull this kind of thing, because they're a monopoly. Who else are you going to go to if they're not going to transfer your money? They're like the 2 options the entire world has.
Dude, and listen. Not last week, 2 weeks ago, I had to buy some tickets for my mother. She was flying somewhere, and I asked her about her credit card so she can give me the information. And I'm typing the information in, and it turns out that it's not a MasterCard or Visa card. It's just like some random card, because she's living in another country, so I'm not sure what are they actually using. So I was not able to buy the ticket.
Oh, so
just because it's not MasterCard or Visa. So basically, you can't even buy tickets
if you're not using MasterCard or Visa.
Yeah, you know what?
This is like a major airplanes company. Like,
you know, this might actually lead to like a lawsuit against Visa and MasterCard. Like I said, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
God, I hope the EU does something. They won't, but I have hope.
Yeah.
Because I know the US won't.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sorry, but the US has become too corporate to do anything against corporations.
Yeah, it's like a corporation itself at this point.
Yeah. Cyberpunk is becoming real. But to change a bit the topic of conversation, bring it back to you. How does all this affect you as an Otome YouTuber? Have you faced any issues like demonetization or challenges when covering certain games?
Surprisingly, no. That I've just been really lucky, I think. So
that makes you one of the rare ones.
Yeah, every day I'm very thankful that I didn't get like randomly struck with just copyright strikes or demonetization, because I kind of depend on this at the moment. But surprisingly, no. I edit my videos in a way that follows YouTube's guidelines, so I've been able to avoid imperial entanglements. But I'm more worried about my community. Like, I have tons and tons of games to play, like new stories to explore. I've got like a backlog of games from 2023 that I still need to play. But I hate that it's discouraging new developers and new stories, and it's discouraging like some developers who don't even want to finish their games. So I don't know if that'll affect me as an Otome game YouTuber. I hope it doesn't, because I really like people's stories. But my biggest fear is that some of these games will remain unfinished. So far I haven't. YouTube has been merciful to me, but I have a feeling that they will jump on the censorship bandwagon more so than they already have been. But I also think if they did over censor things, that they also would be shooting themselves in the foot and like losing money for their precious shareholders.
I'm not sure that they lose money for one simple reason. Where the hell would people go? There's no alternative to YouTube.
I have seen people talking about YouTube alternatives, but none are as properly stable. None are as good as YouTube at the moment. But I don't know. People get mad enough, they might be able to make a change.
God, I hope it does. It must not be a monopoly. I'm generally against all monopolies.
Yeah, we should have alternatives. Honestly,
everything.
YouTube is very user-friendly for everything, yeah. Like, it's not,
Yeah,
I don't have
user-friendly.
anything personal against YouTube. Yeah, but it's very user-friendly, yeah.
No, I do have some personal things against YouTube.
More like, we're gonna upload this on YouTube. Come on, don't do that.
Yeah, YouTube is great.
Okay,
YouTube is great. Google is great.
Google, I love YouTube. They're my very benevolent overlords. Well,
yes.
I didn't say anything earlier.
But I think YouTube is, as far as my experience, because I have heard from other content creators that their videos have been flagged for nothing at all, and YouTube won't really explain what it was flagged for. And that I've heard of that happening so many times. Thankfully, it hasn't happened to me yet. The few times it has happened, it was my fault. It was on my adult Patreon. It was something that's a whole nother story, because I have a Patreon where I have my uncensored games, but it's on a separate YouTube channel that's not monetized. But you would have to be part of the Patreon and 18 or over to even join it. So that's a little bit of a safety net. And I think like I put something in the title that caught one of their flags. And so on my main channel, I haven't really had any problems with demonetization or challenges. Even with some of the subject matters that I have in my games, I like censor it just right, or I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm just lucky.
Maybe it really is just luck. Maybe you've just figured out how to avoid the demonetization bots.
Maybe.
How do you personally navigate YouTube's constantly evolving guidelines when discussing mature or potentially controversial themes in Otome games? Like you said, you have another channel, but how do you manage to, be flexible with this stuff?
So I do play a lot of games that have adult themes. Most of the best visual novels that my audience likes do fall under mature, and I admit I'm still feeling it out. What is and isn't allowed, like So I don't know if you're familiar with the Boyfriend to Death games. Those are games that I thought I would never ever play on my channel. But kind of recently, I uploaded one video, and the only thing I censored or just completely cut out was any sexual
explicit stuff.
Yeah, explicit stuff. And that's the only thing I kept out. So it's not really gory because it's from the first person view, and most of the violence is described, but I didn't cut any of that out, and it was just fine. Video did just fine. No advertisement, no advertisers complaining or anything. So I hate to say it, but like violent things, it seems to be okay. I don't really Yeah, I know they don't like self-harm things, and I do try to avoid that. But they're only worrying about any sexually gratifying content, and as long as I cut that out, it seems to be fine. But I have taken the training thing, so whenever you get flagged, they give you like a little quiz test study thing that you have to take, and I've taken it about 3 times. So I kind of understand what's allowed and what's not allowed. But it's still pretty vague, and they can still, like, I have a vague understanding about what I can and can't show. Like it kind of feels like YouTube only cares if the video is ad friendly, and less so if it's viewer friendly, and that always felt weird to me, but it is what it is. It's what keeps my kitty Daisy fed, and it keeps the lights on in my house. So I'm still learning. Like, so far I haven't gotten flagged for anything ridiculous, but I do cut out anything too sexually explicit. And I'm just doing my best and seeing what happens. I don't fully understand it to explain to other people. I'm just doing my best.
What you said about making it ad friendly and not viewer friendly, that's true, because it's ads that pay YouTube, not the viewers. They don't really care about the viewers. They care about what the ad people think. And
like when I'm uploading a video, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, well, yeah, you've seen what YouTube Studio looks like. If you're gonna monetize something, the little safer ads thing where you gotta click on is this in your video, is this in your video, is this in your video, that doesn't pop up if you're not monetizing the video.
yeah. So, you built a strong community around your channel. What has that experience been like? And what role does YouTube play in connecting niche fans when other platforms are under pressure?
Well, first of all, it's been amazing. It's every day I look at my subscribers, and I'm just so thankful for each and every one of them. It's because for most of my life, I've been a pretty shy person, and I didn't really open myself out. I like kept myself in a box. I didn't like express myself very much. And with my YouTube channel, I really wanted to connect people with my truest self, to be as me as I could be. And I didn't know what I would be good at, like at having a YouTube channel. So reading visual novels, like acting out the characters, has helped me realize that I kind of like acting, and that my reactions are very relatable to my viewers. Like, I'll get a comment that says, "Oh, we reacted in the same way at the same time," and that just warms my heart, and it's been really amazing.
That begs the question: have you considered voice acting?
I actually did do a voice in one visual novel called Predator Syndrome. I voiced the character Rosara.
That's nice. So you have some experience with it.
I guess you could call that experience. I still think I'm pretty novice. Like, I probably should practice, like actually learn voice acting techniques. But I think I'm pretty okay at it.
Yeah, there's a lot to the profession. From what I've seen, it's not something a regular actor can do as well as an actual voice actor that's trained for this. And that's why a lot of people complain about these big animated movies not having actual voice actors, but just paying a lot of money to celebrities to voice act and not doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell when an actor is not a voice actor.
Yeah.
So about YouTube connecting niche fans, it's not perfect, but I do think YouTube's system has really helped like connect fans, because when I go into my analytics and it shows where people are coming from, like how they found my videos, it's mostly the YouTube recommendation thing. So I guess I don't know exactly what in my video like lets them know that, but it has been connecting me, excuse me, with a lot of people in this niche.
That's nice to hear.
And for aspiring Otome YouTubers who want to start their own channels, what advice would you give, especially in the light of censorship and shifting platforms policies?
So I always say my very first and foremost advice to like anybody who wants to start a channel or putting themselves out there, don't do anything that would make you uncomfortable. There's some games out there that are really popular, but I don't want to play them because I know it would probably upset me. Always protect your peace, protect your your privacy, protect your peace and your privacy. And the second advice would be to be as you can be, because there are so many other visual novel content creators, but we all have our different ways of like reacting, editing, like our views on life. So don't be discouraged just because you see other people doing the same thing. You can do it too, and it won't be the same as long as you put you into it. And with considering the whole censorship thing and shifting platform policies, I would say to be knowledgeable of it, to kind of like, I don't know if they're available to like the public, because they send me the videos of, hey, this is what's new on YouTube, this is what we're changing, to be like familiar in the direction that YouTube is going, so that you don't end up like building a community and then having to like put it in a box if you get monetized. And on that note, to also not start your channel with monetization in mind. Like, don't only start your channel to make money from it. I mean, there's nothing entirely wrong with that, but it's such a tricky plane, it's such a tricky landscape that it's not always guaranteed. Like, I think my channel didn't really pick up until 6 months after I first made it, which is incredibly lucky. I'm incredibly thankful. But like my friend Epix Lion, he's had his channel for like 10 years before he got to where he is now, and I'm so proud of him. So it'll take time. It's unexpected. It's unexpected. No one really knows the perfect way to do it, but as long as you protect your peace and be yourself, I think you could have a really good channel. And to be patient. That's another thing.
So, best not to leave your job for YouTube then.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for the wise words. It's very inspiring. Even though our channel is very small, it keeps me motivated and hopeful that at some point maybe people will see us and they will enjoy what we do, because we do it with our souls and hearts in it.
Finally, looking ahead, what's your overall outlook for Otome content creators and the genre itself? Do you feel optimistic, pessimistic, or curiously hopeful about what's in the future?
Pretty hopeful. I'm pretty hopeful. It could be because my name is Hope in French, but I think things can turn out well. Collective Shout has unfortunately brought a lot of attention to themselves and just how easily powerful and corruptible credit card companies can be. And now that everybody knows this, knowing is half the battle. They've kind of exposed themselves, and now people who are angry enough to make a change can like start making that change. It's really brought together writers, artists, developers, content creators, and gamers. So that makes me pretty happy. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are. People now see the importance of art and stories and games. It's like human nature, and it's not something that should be censored. I do still see a lot of people saying, oh, they're just getting rid of the Gooner games, but it's not going to stop at like the sexual games. More and more people are starting.
They already overstepped. It's not just Gooner games. They censored.
Yeah.
A lot of, as we mentioned, BL games and LGBTQ games got affected.
And now that people are seeing that happen too, they're seeing that, hey, you said this was about protecting children, protecting whatever. That's not what you're saying. They're like companies are kind of caught up in their own lie. But never before have I seen so many like cool ideas in visual novels. And but before I thought visual novels like, oh, it's just you play as a guy who wants to romance a bunch of girls. But it's really evolved into a more like personal games themselves have evolved into like a more personable, relatable kind of thing that everyone can connect to.
I agree. It's kind of funny to see how they evolved. You mentioned once back in the day it was mostly for guys, it seems. Now it feels like it has switched completely.
Yeah, it's like kind of for everybody now. Your name can be anybody, and I really like that. I don't know if that's like spilling over into like AAA Otome games, like the really high produced ones, because I still like the ones on itch.io. But pretty soon, like the developers from itch.io will go on to make their own cell phone games, their own Love and Deep Spaces, their own games on the PS5 or whatever, bringing with them the knowledge of like what they've learned from indie games. So that's a positive change that I'm looking forward to. As long as by that time we're not like living a gray and white world where video games are forbidden. But that's why I have
believe that this. Sorry.
Go ahead, I'm done.
I wanted to say that I honestly believe that the Otome community is very strong and filled with very artistic people, like generally good artists and people who make nice projects, and there's a reason to be hopeful about it. There's a reason to have hope about it. That's what I wanted to say, and I want to finish this podcast on a lighter side, just like your name. Have hope, everyone.
Yeah, because you never know what's gonna happen in this world. Like before I made my channel, I was in a really bad place, and I thought to myself, there is no way I can get out of it. And somehow here I am with a YouTube channel with 47,000 subscribers, and just I've met so many wonderful people. I had the privilege of talking to you guys. This is my first podcast. I never thought anything like this would happen, but because I had the tiniest bit of hope to keep going, here I am. And I think things can be like a little better.
Yeah. Honestly,
definitely.
This whole podcast here also started a lot of hope. There was a lot of hope when we contacted all of the YouTubers for this discussion. Yeah, you were the only one that answered, but someone answered. Someone answered.
Oh.
And we are very thankful that you joined us for this very pleasant and important conversation today.
I'm glad I could make it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's wrap it up, I guess. As we said, we're very thankful for the fact that you joined our podcast today. It's clear that the widespread censorship we've discussed, driven by payment giants like Visa and Mastercard, possess a real threat to the Otome community and indie game creators as a whole, and creators as a whole. And to our listeners, this fight for creative freedom requires collective action. Please consider supporting affected developers and contacting payment processors directly to voice your concerns. Also, don't forget to follow Espoir's YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.